win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Let's go to a NFC wild card matchup as Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers beat Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles 23-19 at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. For the Niners, Brock Purdy, he went 18 for 31. He threw for 262 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, he went 20 for 35. He threw for 168 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Saquon Barkley, he had 26 carries for 106 rushing yards. So, my biggest takeaway from the 49ers 23-19 win over the Eagles was how Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh outcoached Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. I'm looking at a Kyle Shanahan who is now 3rd all-time in playoff wins by 49ers head coach. George Seifert and Bill Walsh both have 10 playoff wins as 49ers head coach, and Kyle Shanahan now has 9 playoff wins as Niners head coach. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Kyle Shanahan is the NFL Coach of the Year. With all due respect to Ben Johnson and what he's been able to do with the Chicago Bears and Mike Vrabel and what he's been able to do with the New England Patriots and even Liam Cohen and what he's been able to do with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the NFL Coach of the Year is Kyle Shanahan. I'm looking at a Kyle Shanahan and what he's been able to do, not only Sunday against the Eagles, but all season. There has not been another team in the NFL that has had to deal with injuries the way that the 49ers have had to deal with. Kyle Shanahan, he lost 2 stars on the defensive side of the ball in Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. He also lost Bethune, their linebacker, who replaced Fred Warner. He lost Bethune for the season as well. He lost George Kittle throughout the season, and now George Kittle in this game tore his Achilles. George Kittle left this game with a torn Achilles. He also lost Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy only played in 9 of the 17 regular season games for the 49ers. So Kyle Shanahan had to work with Matt Jones. Matt Jones, for crying out loud. And Matt Jones played some of his best football that I've ever seen him play in Kyle Shanahan's system. So to me, Kyle Shanahan is the runaway NFL Coach of the Year. And I think Kyle Shanahan is the best coach in pro football. This season, Kyle Shanahan is the best head coach in pro football. Yes, Sean Payton's a great head coach with the Denver Broncos. Yes, Andy Reid is a great head coach with the Kansas City Chiefs. But the best coach in pro football in the 2025 NFL season has been Kyle Shanahan. But specifically in this game, I thought Robert Saleh, he's a defensive coordinator for the 49ers. His matchup against the offensive coordinator for the Eagles and Kevin Patullo, I thought Robert Saleh coached circles around Kevin Patullo in this particular game. I'm looking at the Eagles, and the Eagles have had issues offensively all season long. So this isn't something that just happened in this particular game. This has been an ongoing issue with the Philadelphia Eagles all season long when it comes to their offense. And I thought in this particular game, Robert Saleh won his coaching matchup against Kevin Patullo. And I also believe that Kyle Shanahan outcoached Nick Sirianni. And for me, Sirianni, he's not a great offensive mind or a great defensive mind. He's more of a culture guy. Like, to me, Dan Campbell, he's not a great offensive mind or a great defensive mind. Now, he does know his offense, but I look at coaches like Matt LaFleur, Ben Johnson, Sean Payton, Andy Reid. Those are head coaches who have an offensive mind. And even defensive coaches who have a defensive mind. It's Sean McDermott. It's Mike Tomlin. To me, you have those guys who aren't either offensive minds or defensive minds. They're just culture guys. That's the Dan Campbells of the world and Nick Sirianni. But to me, I thought in this particular game, Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh both coached circles around Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. I'm watching the Eagles sideline, and Sirianni's getting into it with A.J. Brown, who I'm going to get to in a minute, and it's a whole bunch of chaos on the Eagles sideline. Meanwhile, Kyle Shanahan has the 49ers prepared, and his play calling in this game was outstanding. That touchdown pass that Jennings threw in the red zone was a great play call from Kyle Shanahan. Great play call. I mean, Brock Purdy in this particular game, he did have 2 interceptions, but Kyle Shanahan, in his system, he knows how to keep Brock Purdy calm. And I thought Brock Purdy did a great job on that last possession. The 49ers, they scored a touchdown with 2 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in the game. Purdy threw a touchdown pass to Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey has been outstanding this year as well. McCaffrey, he is now second all-time in most scrimmage touchdowns in 49ers playoff history. The only player who has more scrimmage touchdowns in 49ers playoff history is Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice has 19 touchdowns in 49ers playoff history. But CMC has been balling this year. I mean, in this game, Christian McCaffrey had 2 receiving touchdowns, and he only had 48 rushing yards. But the great thing about CMC is a great pass catcher out of the backfield. And also, Demarcus Robinson, he did a great job within this 49ers offense. 6 receptions, 111 receiving yards. So I thought he also stepped up in the absence of George Kittle, who left this game with the Achilles injury. Robinson stepped up and made some huge plays for the 49ers. But let me get to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles, there has been an ongoing issue with the Philadelphia Eagles offensively. They have been so inconsistent throughout the season as an offense, and it's honestly been mind-boggling to me because they have elite personnel. I mean, you got Saquon Barkley at running back. You got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith at receiver. You got Dallas Goedert at tight end. You got a great offensive line, and you got a competent quarterback in Jalen Hurts. I couldn't understand why the Eagles were struggling the way that they were throughout the season. But I'm looking at the Eagles throughout the season. Week 1 against the Cowboys. It's opening night in Philadelphia. It's ring night. The Eagles, they scored 24 points in that game. They had 21 points in the first half. In the second half, they only had 3 points. Week 3, this is against the Rams at home. In the first half, the Eagles, they only scored 7 points. In the second half, they scored 26 points. Week 12, this is in Jerry World against the Cowboys. The Eagles, they scored 21 points in the first half. They were scoreless in the second half, and they lost that game against Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. And so these are the Eagles' numbers in the second half this season, including the playoffs. They're averaging 9.7 points in the second half. That's ranked 26th in the NFL. They're averaging 147 total yards per game. That's ranked 24th in the NFL. And their point differential is a minus 16. That's ranked 20th in the NFL. And so for me, if I were the Eagles organization, offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo would not have been allowed back inside the Eagles locker room. I would have told him in the press box, you are fired, because I believe that's the biggest reason why the Eagles offense has struggled. This Eagles offense is very vanilla. It's an offense that's easy to figure out. And I think all season long, opposing defenses has been able to figure out the Eagles as an offense. And that is because of Kevin Patullo. They got elite personnel. So why have they struggled the way that they have struggled? It's because of their offensive coordinator. Also in this game, A.J. Brown was terrible. A.J. Brown was terrible in this game. A.J. Brown had 3 receptions for 25 receiving yards. But there were moments in this game, in clutch situations, where A.J. Brown did not hold on to the football and he dropped passes from Jalen Hurts. And you can't be making an uproar about not getting the football and not actually catch the football in clutch situations, AJ. We know A.J. Brown is one of the best receivers in pro football. I think A.J. Brown's name deserves to be in the conversation with the Jackson Smith and Jigbas of the world, the Puka Nakuas of the world, the Jamar Chase and Justin Jeffersons of the world. A.J. Brown's name deserves to be in that conversation. But in this particular playoff game, A.J. Brown played terrible. He played terrible. And so I think the Eagles were a mess all season long. Yes, they were the defending Super Bowl champions, but they struggled all season long offensively. And they were very inconsistent as an offense, but they have the elite personnel. I think they need to change their coordinator. And I thought defensively, Vic Fangio, I thought his defensive unit did a great job for the Eagles all season long. They got 2 interceptions against Brock Purdy in this game. The issue for the Eagles were their inconsistencies offensively. But those are my thoughts for the 49ers-Eagles matchup. Bang, bang, Niners gang. Niners get the win over the Eagles, 23-19. They advance to the division round of the playoffs where they will play the Seahawks.
Go win, go win.